Hello there, beautiful people. This is Elise from Sister Queens coming to you from the Cosmic Chambers. Um, you know, I've heard many times people say something to the effect of, oh, if only life came with an instruction manual. Um, you know, do you sometimes feel that way? What if there were a manual that life came with that we could just kind of refer to, like a book? Well, if there was only one customized book that you could read and that you can access to help you out, to provide some clarity, to be tailored to what you really need to hear based on who you are and what kind of creature you are in this realm. Well, I've got news for you, and it's good news, but not in that way. The manual that you've been looking for is at your beck and call. It is within you, it's within each one of us. We just haven't been taught how to gain access to it, or we have been taught and we forgot, or we were taught and we said, nah, that's not for me, that doesn't work. Um, I'm going to share with you a series of practices that have strengthened my own interior pathways and roadways to my internal information. Strengthening the voice within me above all the other noise and all of the other chaos is what I do. It's what I focus on. And it's what I find great joy in and what I love to do. I love to do that and I practice, practice, practice. What begins as a whisper and a glimmer and little sparks and little curiosities can become can become a ferocious, that's the word I'm looking for, a ferocious roar, steering your vessel in the ways that are most correct for you. I wanted to speak a little bit also about being supported by water. And this will tie together in a series of practices that I release as little videos, as far as the practices to connect deeply to your own internal information. And being supported by water is one of the practices. So, this is something I wrote yesterday after being in water and observing what was happening. So, as I'm speaking to you, I'm reading what I wrote yesterday. That's why my eyes keep going back and forth. So, standing in the bubbling water this morning, I began to sink into a contemplative space, allowing the chaos to rage around me while focusing and maintaining an inner neutrality and calm. Once the bubbling ceases, the stillness of the water prevailed, encompassing my skin with its hold. I began to soften and deepen into a neutral, supported, and held space. I began to notice how water, in its wisdom, supports, hugs, and holds our forms. They provide a buoying, a sistering, a gentle pressure that once I was able to deeply relax and become neutral territory within the water, it supported me. Water slows our pacing just enough to create space and time around movements, around decisions to be made from a place of knowing rather than reactivity. As I pivoted to the left and followed the movements and spaces that my form wanted to explore, I noticed the support of the water provided as long as I remained calm and practiced remaining neutral and soft and trusting in that environment of water. Same for life, my beautiful fine feathered friends. The more relaxed and neutral that we are in any and all situations, the more access we have to our own unique inner manual and code of answers that are right just for us. Slowing down and accessing neutrality is one of the greatest access points that I have experienced in locating my inner voice and intuition and clarity mind. One practice I do on a daily basis upon waking is sitting in silence, followed by flow of consciousness writing for one page, sometimes more, but I always make sure it's one page. And I'm writing one page in an old school composition notebook. This, I have found, helps me to practice cultivation of inner connection, of connection to this inner landscape where my own manual resides. I find that the writing is a great way to clean and toss water upon all of the chalk that resides on the blackboard. In another video, I would love to share that morning practice with you of sitting contemplatively and writing. If you'd like, you can join along.